Yowlar is probably the only Temtem that has been nerfed back to back within the last 4 patches, yet this polar bear yeti is still always the first one to get banned in draft mode. Today we dive into what makes Yowlar reign superior and share our how to play Yowlar competitively in Temtem. But before we get any further into all that, let me first explain what this guide will include for anyone who's new to the series here on the channel. These how to play Temtem guides will share a collection of information pertaining to the spotlighted Temtem, their stats, species lines, best locations to obtain, as well as an array of competitive information such as their recommended movesets, builds, TV spreads, preferred teammates, and not so great matchups. Presenting all this information in a neatly packaged short video guide to help you play better Temtem. Now with all that out of the way, let's jump right into it. Yowlar can only be found in Barafu Glacier on the island of Kisiwa. It's one of the more rarer Temtem with a 5% spawn rate, however it's well worth the hunt. Yowlar has the highest base attack stat out of all neutral type Tem, as long as we're excluding the goated neutral Koish of course, and outstanding stats such as HP, stamina, and both defenses, making it an undeniable tank. Its only weakness is to mental type techniques, but with a proper support system, Yowlar wouldn't even bat an eye. Now we mentioned Yowlar got nerfed earlier in this video, and some say the replacement of its trait cold-blooded to warm-blooded was also nerfed. However, we feel like this trait fits Yowlar so much better, and if used correctly can be quite devastating to many foes. Its trait warm-blooded by itself is fairly simple and protects Yowlar from being inflicted with the cold and frozen conditions at all times. It's a pretty niche trait on its own, however, coupled with Yowlar's move Hibernate, it can restore 35% of its max HP and stamina without inflicting the other side effect of causing the user to be frozen for 3 turns. Essentially, Yowlar gets 35% of its HP and stamina back every time it uses that move. So we'll be recommending a build for this trait, but also for the other trait as well, Comebacker. Not chosen quite as often as its counterpart, Comebacker is an amazing trait for Yowlar in its own right. It increases the damage of Yowlar's techniques by 35% after taking damage from a technique, but only when attacking the combatant that did the damage to Yowlar in the first place. Along with Yowlar's great defenses and some good intuition, you can use this trait to deal immense amounts of damage, if not even one-hit knockouts. Let's get into the build recommendations for Yowlar, and start off with its lesser chosen build, the Comebacker build. Using the trait Comebacker, this build uses the techniques Clinch, Late Torment, Savage Suplex, and Hibernate. We'd also like to recommend the item Bait, which once per battle gives Yowlar immune and invigorated statuses for 3 turns after being attacked. This gear can be obtained from Red by completing the Pub Quiz side quest in Lockberg. Our recommended TV distributions for this build is as follows: 500 in HP, 350 in attack, and 150 in special defense. This set takes Yowlar's high base attack and low speed stat and offsets it with its ability Comebacker, allowing Yowlar to amplify its hard-hitting physical attacks such as Savage, Suplex, and Clinch if the target has hit it this turn. Its other technique, Late Torment, deals 180 damage but only works on foes that are trapped, and with access to so many one-turn trapper allies, it allows Yowlar to make great use of this set. Allies such as Mashuk, Acronox, and handcuff users like Wolfie are great teammates who can trap enemies quickly. As for not so favorable matchups, Yowlar's biggest weakness in this set is not having proper support and getting taken out before it is able to get to work. So high hitting mental Tems are still quite scary for Yowlar. Now let's take a look at its more popular build, the Warm-Blooded build. Using the trait Warm-Blooded, this build uses the techniques Clinch, Savage Suplex, Hibernate, and Toughen. Toughen is an egg move, so you'll need to breed one or buy one with the move already. We'd also recommend the item Nutrition Bar, which causes Yowlar to restore 6% of max HP after being attacked by a damage dealing technique, but only during the first 4 turns Yowlar is on the battlefield. Yowlar also needs to start the return on the battlefield for this effect to trigger. This gear can be obtained by completing the mushroom hunting side quest. Our recommended TV distributions for this build is as follows: 498 in HP, 32 stamina, 361 in attack, 3 in defense, and 105 in special defense. This set takes advantage of its 1.0 change, which allows Yowlar to completely ignore freeze teams as well as not lose any tempo with Hibernate. It's quite simple really. Build up Yowlar's stats with supporting allies or with its own move Toughen, deal heavy amounts of damage to enemies, and use Hibernate when you need to restore some stamina or HP, taking Yowlar, who was already an impressive tank, to an unkillable machine. That and pairing this Tem with the nutrition bar will easily allow Yowlar to take over 130% of its own health throughout the course of a match on average. This set has the same disadvantages though as the previous set, but pairing Yowlar with allies such as Piggypeck, Schween, and its #1 ally Kinu can really make this beast a force to be reckoned with. Well, that pretty much wraps up this how to play Yowlar guide. We hope you guys enjoyed our builds, and be sure to let us know what you think and what your build for Yowlar would look like in the comments down below. Also check out our Discord if you'd like some more helpful resources in the way of Temtem. Anyways, thanks for watching. As always, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more content like this, and we'll see you in the next one. Till then.